If I had known this several years back, I would be 10 years further than where I am now. I wish more people knew. If you want to be seen as somebody who's ahead of the curve, this information is for you. I think nowadays we're so focused on the goal, we're so focused on business that we're not taking into account important and valuable information that can set us up for longevity. You feel what I'm saying? And this is something that when I first learned, it allowed me to change my perspective on where I'm going and what I'm doing. It put me so much further ahead than my peers around me. Oftentimes, we are so attached to a certain result or a certain look or a certain this is how things need to be that it doesn't allow us to come with the amount of authenticity or creativity that can be presented in a situation. So for example, I had a clear, perfect picture of how I wanted to make my money. You know what I'm saying? How I wanted to make my millions, how I wanted to, prosper. You know what I'm saying? In life. I had a clear, perfect picture. It's like, okay, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do that. And when things presented themselves to me that could push me in the right direction, I oftentimes would decline them. I would say no because it wasn't perfect to the idea that I had in my head. And it wasn't long ago until I learned about the law of detachment, which allowed me to detach from not only the process or this like picture perfect process I had, but also the results of how I was doing things or where I was going or where I wanted to end up. And this allowed me to enjoy the process more, one, and two, come in a way that's so much more authentic than the people around me. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm able to not only go with the flow, but use the flow for my advantage and, the advantage of the things that I work on. It's such an important skill to cultivate. It's a skill, really. It's an art. It's an art to cultivate on how to use the flow for your advantage. So how do you take in that law of detachment? How do you use it? It comes from the understanding of the purpose to life, and oftentimes that really confuses people, not just their own purpose, but just the purpose of this whole thing. Why are we here? The answer to this question came to me. I was in the middle of renovating a property that my parents had owned. They sent me out to renovate this property. I was taking a break. I was outside. It was suburbia, right? So I was in the backyard on this like folded up chair, sitting and whistling. And I was just chilling, whistling, eating my breakfast. And this bird came and sat on a fence watching me whistle. To many, that is a very minuscule, thing. It's like, okay, you're outside. Like, no wonder a bird came and sat. But this bird was just chilling, watching me whistle, right? And he just enjoyed what I was putting out. You feel what I'm saying? He enjoyed that authenticity. He enjoyed, and how do I know he enjoyed it? Well, because he was there. And as soon as I just chilled and stopped whistling, he moved to another area and he started to whistle. He started to chirp. And instantly there was something inside of me that really showed me why I'm here. The same thing can be seen when we admire art, why we go to art museums or why we even purchase things. Like, why do we purchase, the Apple iPhone, or why do we go to certain businesses and not other businesses? This is the same concept, really. If you want your work to be seen as more valuable, this information is incredibly important. So what that moment taught me was the purpose of life is to authentically express and experience expression around us. And that's the reason that we go towards different brands than others, is because it resonates with something that is within us. So for example, Apple, why I choose, Apple products, it doesn't matter, but why I choose, this Apple iPhone is because it resonates with a need or a desire that's within me, and it's authentically resonating that. Now, unfortunately, so many of us don't really understand how to be authentic. They don't get it. It's like, if this was like more pushy, or it's like, I'm trying to do this, It would turn me off. Like, as humans, we have a radar of what is unauthentic. We instantly can like tell something as being corny or something is like being forceful, and we push those things away. If you want to be more authentic in your approaches, if you want to be seen as more valuable, this is where that information on the law of detachment comes in. You have to detach from the results. You have to detach from the process or from what you want to be perceived as, and you just have to use what you have now. You just have to use that flow. You have to cultivate what God has given you, the amount that God has given you. So many of us, we're seeking more. You know, we're in it for the money, or we're in it for this, and it comes off that way, where we want to be looked or perceived in this certain aspect or manner, and it comes off that way. But if we are just in the now, for the now, working with the now, that's that working with the flow, we're able to attract so much more to us, so much more abundance to us. But yeah, guys, if this information helped you today, make sure you like and share this to anybody who you think this would help as well.